This is exercise 31.4.1a, surfaces with 3D faces. I'm still in the cabin file in the steps lesson 31 folder, even though it doesn't look like it. I have set my 2D wireframe visual style current. The UCS is equal to the world coordinate system, the WCS. I have thawed the walls layer and the markers layer. I have set the walls layer current and frozen the roof layer. And this is what we're left with. These are nodes to make our connections a little bit easier. I'll make sure that my running OSnap has been set to node. Good. And we're ready to begin. We're going to be working in this part of the drawing, so I will zoom in a little bit to make it easier to see what we're doing. Regen to make my X's a little bit smaller. The front wall consists of two lines drawn with thickness. This line and this line. We can't put a window in these objects, so we'll remove the thickness and replace the lines with 3D faces. We'll select both the lines, go to thickness, and give them a thickness of 0. Okay. Alright, we'll begin the 3D face command, 3F hotkeys. We will begin at point 1, point 2, and I'm going to use my point filters, my point XY point filters. Tell AutoCAD I want the X and Y values of point 3 and the Z value of point 2. Once again, I will use my X and Y values, this time of point 2, and a Z value didn't really need to do that part, a Z value of 0.1. And I've created my first face. Okay, we're going to continue this, use the same type of procedure. We will select points 1, 2, point X, Y, keyboard entry of this point, gives me point Z of this point, point X, Y of this point, and the Z value of this point. Okay, and then I will want the point XY value of this point with the Z here. Complete that face. The rest of it should be fairly simple. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, complete. Same down here, we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, we have our 3D faces drawn. You'll notice that we have some extra lines here that really don't belong, and we will look at how to fix that in the invisible edges exercise. 31.4.2a, invisible edges. Let's go ahead and do that now. We'll select the first wall that we drew. Let's start by freezing the marker layer. Get rid of those little X's, those pesky little X's. Select the first face that we drew. Come over to our geometry section, and you see it has check marks, display edges 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to tell AutoCAD don't display edge 3, and you'll see that it has removed that edge. Alright, clear the grips, select this face, tell AutoCAD we don't want to display face or edge 3. Here we want to tell AutoCAD not to display, let's see, is it face 1 and 3? Like so. Clear the grips. up here, we will tell AutoCAD we don't want to display faces 2 and 4, like so. Clear the grips, and then let's set our visual style to something that'll make this a little bit more obvious. There you go, and we can set our SPL frame system variable to 1. Regenerate the drawing. And you can see that everything is there. If I set my SPL system variable back to 0 and regen, you can see that those lines are not showing anymore. Now what will happen later on in the project, we will go back and, let's just do this now. Change the UCS to match the front of the wall. Like so. And we'll set our thickness system variable to minus 5.5. Adjust our UCS. Let's use a 3-pointer. Okay, we can start here, put X here, and the XY plane there. Okay, now when we draw our line, with our, make sure our thickness has been set to minus 5.5, and we draw our line around the inside of our window. You'll see that we actually have something that looks a little bit more three-dimensional. Okay, save the drawing, and we will work more on this in a few minutes.